The original inspiration with Bar Isabel was, as you remember, Django Reinhardt, which kind of took us by surprise because it's, very classic French jazz. It's the last thing we thought he was going to throw into our laps. So yeah, definitely Bar Raval is a little bit more of a challenge because Grant didn't provide at least some kind of starting points.
We won't really know what music we're going to play until this place is built and we can play music.
In this instance, there was very little input, and so a lot of those ideas, they're informed by the character that we know of Grant and the character that we've seen in Bar Isabel, where they like to be challenged. They like it to have a certain kind of edge to the soundtrack.
The question is, we're open in 4 to 5 weeks. We're open for almost 24 hours a day. We need to figure out what kind of music we're gonna play. How do we do that? What's the best way to start this?
So when we meet with the client initially, in their space, we ask a whole barrage of questions and get them to think about their business, through music, which our clients really enjoy, actually. It's a very fun process. The feedback process initially in creating samples is instrumental to the work that we do. The samples are typically in and around 15 cuts. We want to have just enough tracks so that all the various elements are represented.
A lot of that process is about feeling out the client, working detective work to figure out how bold it's supposed to be.
If I stepped into a bar, if it was covered with horse shit, I would be there all night. As long as it sounded good.
It's a very collaborative, personalized experience, and we really get to know the client. And by knowing the client, then we're able to translate the nuances, the thing that the client can actually express. We're able to translate that through music.
You don't want to pay $15 for a cocktail that you can just make at home, right? You don't want to spend $36 on an octopus or whatever that you can just do at home, right? We're offering experience, and same goes for the music.
Right, let the space speak to you. Let the conceptualize it a little bit more. Try to be comfortable and confident about challenging your audience. You know what I mean? You do it with the food. You guys do it with the drinks. It's like imagine you just serve the same thing and never change the menu. That's the same thing about playing recognizable music all the time. It's the same thing. It's how fucking boring would it be, right?
When I had my record store, I would get clientele who came in to see me, and they came in as an open slate. They came in like, Paul, what do you have for me? And so based on all those perceptions that I'd built up over time, you could look into your bag of tricks and pull something out for them. And ideally, you were gonna pull something out for them that they weren't expecting, but that somehow intuitively you thought that they were gonna like.
I never knew Africa made such amazing music that I would be playing at my Spanish bar in Toronto.
And if you were able to cross that bridge, well, now they were sold. They loved you now because you managed to give them something that they didn't know they wanted.
It's really nice to have someone, open your eyes to other music.
Definitely taking our clients in more, avant-garde territories, definitely makes our job much more difficult because then we get our clients really excited about these pearls that we find, but then now we got to find more of them,
And I think it's very important working with these guys. It's it's not really what we're into completely, At the end of the day, it's really what the space demands, and what the energy demands.
When we started the business, we just designed music for people. And we got people all excited about doing something unique and perfectly tailored to their concept. And but then we'd hear it in the space, and we wouldn't hear it in the space because the space would be so noisy. So we got into making it our pursuit to also understand everything about very effective sound system design, acoustic design, because they go hand in hand. So now we approach our clients to work with their design team, the architects, at the beginning of the design process. Because once the cake is baked and then it's handed off to us at the end, your hands are tied. So the idea is to get all the designers right at the beginning, on the first page, to inform one another, inspire one another, and then it's going to be much more cohesive when it comes out in the end.
It's really important for us that the aesthetic of it, the sound is one thing where the speakers got to be pointed a specific way to fit the room. And then at the same time, we want to try to hide it as well as we can so it blends and doesn't become a feature on its own. So we worked really hard with Puya's team to build the sub into the space so it actually is hidden within the bar. So that's the kind of stuff we're doing here, is really making sure it integrates well into the space.
The really exciting thing about working with people like Grant, Robin, and Mike at Bar Raval is that they're part of a top echelon of people involved in the hospitality industry who are really pushing the envelope. They're creative. They love the idea of presenting something that's new and different.
When you walk into like 9 out of 10 restaurants, they're all going to be playing the same stuff. So how do you differentiate between those 10 experiences? The one place that is designed crazily, weird lighting, different music, different style of eating, all these things are making us stand out, right?
Music yesterday was fucking incredible. It was so good that a guy who's generally pretty shy, and not into like being out around the guests, I was going out the whole time. I was behind the bar, chatting to people, meeting people, serving food.
I feel fucking great.
I just feel extremely comfortable and proud of this space.
It's a very beautiful idea that through working with us, these chefs or architects or interior designers, we're providing the ability to influence their designs through music. It's a beautiful idea, with equally beautiful results when it actually comes to pass and everything gels.